What is up? What is up? We are back in the building, made it back. God damn. Man, you already know what the fuck it is. I don't know what type of weather we got going on out here, but shout out to everybody out there at the corporate plantation. I know what it is. Shout out to all the motherfuckers that watch Floyd Mayweather get paid another 100 mil or 200 mil. Shout out to Floyd, man, for chastising that young white boy real quick. Man, shout out to everybody that was able to watch it who wasn't as busy, man. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody out there that is at the corporate plantation right now, making it do what it do. Shout out to the motherfuckers that's begging. Some begging niggas out there too. Just begging for no reason. Don't even know why they begging. Just begging. Just because they figure you got it, so they want to beg. Shout out to everybody out there that's got to get up, handle business, do what they need to do. Shout out to the entrepreneurs out there, the motherfuckers that are trying to be an entrepreneur and be a business owner. If you support a black business, then I fuck with you. If you putting all your money into other racial groups' businesses, but don't even want to fuck with your own, I don't know what to tell you. So shout out to everybody out there that's handling it and making it do what it do. Man, it's another day, another 10 cents for us, and another $350 for white folk. Oh man, there's so much shit to discuss, but I just wanted to get on here and discuss what is prevalent right now, what is going on. And that's your girl Kamala Harris, man. I love talking about this shit. The reason why I love talking about it, because so many black folk vote shamed other niggas for voting for this debacle of a fucking Democratic ticket or whatever the fuck they're supposed to, administration. And they ain't did shit but cater to every other racial group but black folk. They went to go have dinner with George Floyd's family or whoever the fuck family, but they went all the way over there. They went all the way over there to Mexico. They're trying to make sure they be diplomatic with them. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how this justice system's catered this justice system caters to every other racial group but black folk, especially foundational black Americans. And we're going to talk about what the focus is. The focus is on benign neglect. Let's act like these niggas don't exist. Let's placate to them and have them jump up and down, but really we ain't trying to do shit with them or do shit for them. We'll smile with them for a minute, but we ain't trying to do shit at all. You say, why you say that, Warren? Because it's the goddamn truth. You tell me when's the last time you seen any other racial group go out of their way to make sure that black folk got reparations. Matter of fact, when you even bring up reparations, everybody be like, well, my family came here and they only had 10 cents in their pocket. So we're going to talk about that. We're definitely going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how the border and just everything that's surrounding us, all the other racial groups, how they impact foundational black Americans. Because if you just open up the border, just let everybody else come over here, you just put foundational black Americans further behind and further behind. And we are not going to catch up. So stop cheerleading for every other racial group but your own. Cheer for your own first. And then you can worry about them. And then only worry about those that worry about you. And before we get into the subject, man, I just want to say, man, we got to start handling business. Everybody mad at Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd Mayweather knows how to conduct business. And see, here's the thing. Floyd Mayweather was conducting business when he didn't have a whole lot of money. And that's why he has a whole lot of money now. So if you cannot conduct business, then I don't know what to tell you. Look at your life. That's all I'm going to say. And when I mean conducting business, meaning what you say what you mean. We have to stop with the pipe dreams and all this other shit of what we want to do. Mean what you say and say what you mean. If you're going to do it, do it. If you're not going to do it, hush the fuck up and stop running your mouth. That's a lot of reasons why motherfuckers don't take us serious too. Because we know how to sow a seed of discord and discomfort and we know how to create a delusion of grandeur for everyone else, but we don't know how to pick one thing and stick with it and see it through all the way. And those are things that we got to work on. That's why I try to work on it every day, man. Me. Constantly plotting and scheming on how the fuck I'm going to get the fuck away from the corporate plantation so I can handle business. Because I'm telling you right now, motherfuckers will be mad at Floyd Mayweather all they want, but Floyd Mayweather is a businessman. Go watch that interview with him on Drink Champs. Because he was breaking it down. I've been investing. I'm not worried about what everybody else is saying about me. I've invested well. And that's what you're supposed to do. Invest in yourself. But the first thing I'm going to say is we have to be business. And if people are not business around you, get the fuck away from them. If you can tell everybody, look, just look at yourself. If I can tell everybody what everybody else is doing, but I can't tell everybody what the fuck I'm doing, then that's a problem. That's a fact. If you got the schematics and stats on what the fuck everybody else is doing, but you can't say what the fuck you doing, that's a problem. And I'm talking to my grown folk. I'm not talking about children. We're not talking about children. I'm talking about adults. Because, niggas be thinking like, oh, he ain't talking. No, nigga, I'm talking, if you an adult, then I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about no children. This is the type of shit we gotta get together, man, because then we be mad at every other racial group because they handle business and conduct business a certain way. And we be mad at them when they leave us behind, but they leave us behind a lot of times because we don't know how to conduct business. When I mean business, mean what you say what you mean. For real. Let's get into it. Man. Man, I just thought I haven't started with that. Shout out to everybody out there, Shawnee, Miss Wendy, Tasha, all y'all out there, Tamisha, Miss Erica, I hope you got your CMOS. God damn, man. Man, I'm gonna be so mad, man. I'm so sick of these motherfuckers. That's why I'm like, I'm so tired of these bullshit motherfuckers making every excuse about COVID. That shit is getting ridiculous, too. But, shout out to everybody out there that's reading, man. I've still been reading The Price for a Pound of Flesh. It is a very good book. It's very, very difficult to read at times because you're like, damn, man. When I'm done, I'm gonna show y'all some of the pictures in this book. This shit is fucking crazy. It's bananas. It's fucking bananas. Just some of the shit that's in there. But, it just keeps, I would say it has my mind on repeat about handling business and meaning what you say what you mean. Stop worrying about somebody that's not in your lane. You can only worry about your lane. And these are the things, because if we're not focused on us, why they gonna be focused on us? That's why you look at people like Kamalaris. Look at how hard black folk go for other racial groups and other people that pretend like they're for our racial group, but they're really not. Black folk basically wouldn't talk to you if you wouldn't vote for Joe Biden. But he's been in there, what, damn near 90 days? And what the fuck has he done for black folk? You tell me, where's the black hate crime bill? They got an Asian hate crime bill. Where's the black hate crime bill? Stop. Would y'all motherfuckers want to sit up here and argue a nigga down about not voting for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? And for all you sisters out here, man, that's, oh, she's an AKA. I was watching some ladies on TV talking about, well, you know, she's an AKA. And I'm like, that bitch don't give a fuck about y'all no AKAs. That bitch was locking up more niggas in fucking San Francisco than Officer Foley on fucking Hoodlum. Stop. And I'm just getting tired of that shit, man. You watch it, you see it at the corporate plantation. This is how it relates to the corporate plantation. I don't care how hard you go for them. They will replace you in an instant. And you are not on code with them. You think you're on code with them, but you're not in the same category as them because they're not going to be on code with you. They're on code with the people that look like them. That's why the people that look like them, the dominant white society, they don't have no problem speaking up and saying shit. They're not afraid to say it because they're white just like them. So they don't care. But it's every other racial group, a lot of times, that will gaslight black folk into saying shit that they think that they saying and they speaking up for everybody, and then all those other racial groups will olay your ass and let your ass be the target while they still got their job. You know, and the thing that I look at is like, man, we go so hard for all these other motherfuckers. It's like, but Kamala Harris went to motherfucking Mexico. They ain't say shit about no foundational black Americans or reparations. They still ain't talking about reparations. I guarantee you they gonna try to pull a woo-wop and be like, oh, we're gonna do a study of reparations. And that'll last for 4 years. And then they'll come back around the last 4 years, you know, basically trying to influence the boule black folk to get us to vote. That's what they'll be doing. And then once they get it again, you ain't gonna see them. And they'll do symbologies and symbolisms on what they want to do. Man, having a dinner with Joy Foot, why don't you give them money? Why don't you say, okay, this is why we need to start reparations so they can start having their own police departments, and this is what we're going to do with the money and all this. But you know what? Because they don't give a fuck about no niggas, man. I don't understand why everybody think that they care. They ain't ever cared about no. Look, anybody that will enslave people, have them build a country for free from scratch, have them do it for a long time. This wasn't no 2-3 years that we built this country. For decades, hundreds of years, we built this country. Generations of enslavement. And for them to do that and then act like they don't owe motherfuckers shit, my question is to the dominant white society, especially our white Jewish people. Now, why is it we don't never forget the Holocaust and we talk about that shit every goddamn year and talk about Hitler and all this other bullshit as if Hitler wasn't testing out his subjects. He wasn't testing out what he was planning on doing on black folk, because he was. But why is it we don't never talk about that and how that happened in Europe, but we still paying reparations. We still making sure Israel is straight. We still talking about that shit. But when it comes to black folk, it's like black folk don't even exist. And no diss, but the only time it seems like I see a white Jewish person say anything good about a black person is when it's a Jewish owner for a basketball team or an NFL team or an agent. Maybe it's an agent, or maybe it's somebody that owns a record label that just happens to be Jewish. That's the only time I ever see him say anything heartfelt about a black person, especially a foundational black American. They can't stand niggas. They know niggas gonna want their money. That's why they got niggas about a baseball. Ken Griffey Jr. and them was like, nah, y'all niggas got to pay me like $150 million, man. Fuck all that. I'm not just happy to be here. And that's why they politely start replacing niggas with Blaxicans, Dominican niggas, who come over here and they do the same, oh, I'm not black, I Dominican, that bullshit. And then when they get treated like a nigga, then, oh, all for one and one for all. Man, get the fuck out of here. It's the same thing at the Corp Plantation. I challenge anybody that listens to this. Go on the Corp Plantation and try to, when you navigate, try to be on the same page and be on code with like-minded brothers and sisters. And out of those brothers and sisters, see how many of them keep up with you. See how many of them really, really share the same common interests as far as replacing the system of racism, white supremacy, and establishing the system of justice. A lot of them don't. Because a lot of black folk are suffering from coonism, Samboism. They need to go to Sambo rehab. And they need to purge that Sambo coon. Tell them about the gunline, Hayward Shepherd, Stephen from Django, Mammy from that system. I think they need a Mammy detox, a lot of these sisters. And a lot of these niggas, they need a Sambo fucking IV. Anti-Sambo IV is what they need to get that shit up out of their bloodstream, because for some niggas, they just get on the job and they won't say shit to no white people. And as soon as they see a nigga, they get around white people, they want to start saying some crazy shit about it. Man, I be looking at niggas like, here we go. And don't get me started on the Africans. That's why when I look at Kamala Harris is claiming East Indian. She ain't claiming no nigga shit. She just used that AKA shit to get the will of black folk. Give a fuck about no niggas. I thought y'all knew that already. How many times y'all gonna hear me say that? Then Obama coming up talking about, oh, I couldn't really say nothing about black people. Man, get your punk ass up out of here, man. Fuck Barack Obama. That's why I took all his shit down. Niggas gave you the love twice on the vote, thinking that you was gonna at least say something about us. Nigga ain't say shit. But you peddling your book. So nah, fuck all that. Fuck out of here, nigga. That's the problem, man. If people are not trying to replace the system of white supremacy and establish the system of justice, then what the fuck are you doing? Do you like getting ready? Do you like to get up in the morning and go to a corporate plantation every day and put on a fake smile? You have to put a whole mental costume on so you don't get in there and get to tripping and lose your money. And they know that. That's why they poke the bear and ask you stupid ass questions. And, you know, like, what do you think about Kamala going to Mexico, man? I think it's great, man. You know, we shouldn't be treating people like that. Sorry, I stand with the Republicans on that, man. Fuck that. Close all the motherfucking borders and do like North and South Korea. You come over here, you get dumped on. Fuck them. Sorry. Start giving black folk the shit that they deserve, and then you can talk about everybody else. But like I said before, I can't go to another country and receive benefits. I ain't build shit, and I'm walking around there and I'm shit. That's like me going to motherfucking Honduras or somewhere, and I'm getting all these resources from Honduras, and then I build my life up, and then I start talking shit about the Hondurans that live here. That wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen. That's because every other racial group comes here bereft of knowledge that black folk built the country. Because if it was up to the white supremacists, they don't want, if they could, they'd just burn every book. They don't want none of that shit getting down that we built the country. I always talk about how this white man was like, man, that was sad how we did the Chinamen and we made them build the railroads. I was just laughing. I just couldn't even say nothing, man. And there was a Latino sister on the side of me, and she kind of, her eyes got big because she knew, like, you're going to talk about that over slavery, because this is what white folk do. It's called white fragility. Go read the book by Robin DiAngelo. Like I said, anybody want to be a motherfucking, let's say, you want to be an ally, you want to be an advocate, you know, for anti-black racism, and you want to replace the system of racism and white supremacy and establish a system of justice, if that's what you want to do, start reading these books. Start coming up with new and inventive ideas so black folk can navigate through these systems like corporate America, like the corporate plantation. Because let me tell you something, man. You get on these motherfucking corporate plantations, these niggas don't give a fuck about other niggas, man. Everybody just individually are worried about themselves. And I don't care because I've experienced it. Like I said, I've only really pretty much worked at one corporate plantation where it was more of a family. It was some Sambos and some fucking coons and mammies in there. But for the most part, there was only one job that I worked at that even if there was racism, it was at an all-time minimum because all the black folk were on code. And I'm not meaning on code like they was beating white people up. No, that's not it. I mean on code like I'm here to do my job. I'm not here to tell on no niggas. I'm not here to be no tell about the gun line and no Hayward Shepherd, no Sambo. I don't need meritorious manumission. I just want my check and go. That's what I mean. See, white folk, what they do is they'd change it. Oh, he means ain't nobody, he means black folks being violent. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the employment that I worked at, very big in Las Vegas, Nevada, you know what I'm saying? This was a long time ago. Opportunity Village. And there was a lot of black folk there. It was a lot of other racial groups. There was a lot of Filipinos, but I think everybody was so concentrated on getting their money. There was no time to be messy and phony and fake and tell them about the gun line and Hayward Shepherd and try to have this meritorious manumission type shit. You know, you didn't have time for that because the job was so busy. You didn't have time, and all the black people were on code. When I mean on code, I don't mean on code like, oh, I'm gonna whoop a nigga ass. I mean on code like this. I'm coming to work to do my job. I'm not coming here to do anything else. So if you think you finna get me to be talking shit about this person, that person, you got the wrong motherfucker. And I learned from that. And the majority of the people that was there, they was older than me. So that's probably why it was the way it was. Like, look, man, I'm already older. You know, this is fucked up that I'm in this position. So I'm not trying to fuck this up. So guess what? I'm going to come here, get my bread, and get the fuck home. And that's the way we got to be in the United States of America Incorporated. Stop going on these corporate plantation jobs trying to explain to people what racism is and asking people who they vote for. And, they're a Democrat, they for us. You know, my boss is a Democrat. Now, you know, you 50, you older, I understand. I understand that perspective because, you know, that's what you've been taught and, you know, you want to vote and you want to participate. And I get that. I see both sides. But from the side that I'm coming from, man, please. Y'all niggas ain't finna get me to vote for shit. I'll vote for reparations for foundational black Americans so I don't got to get up and go to no clown ass, punk ass motherfucking corporate plantation and be smiling with motherfuckers I don't fuck with and doing all this extra bullshit that they ain't gonna even ever think of asking a dominant white society person to do. Fuck that. I ain't trying to do none of that shit. If you're not upset about being involved in this system of racism, white supremacy, and you got to work a job, man, you got to be, you out your fucking mind. I don't care where you work at. You're crazy. That's why I feel like black folk, we got to start being business. Go read Black Labor White Wealth. Talk about how white folk keep their money tied up in stocks, bonds, CDs, money market accounts, mutual funds, IRAs. You tell one nigga, hey, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, you got to get on the stock game, man. Diversify your portfolio. Oh, man, that's gambling. You hear that shit and then niggas be mad, man. I just don't understand that shit. You know what I mean? I just think there's a lot of things that we can work on and things that we can do, but I think we'd be expecting other racial groups to do it for us. Like, I don't expect nothing but what Kamala Harris has been doing. But my thing is, are we respecting other black businesses? Are we treating other black businesses like they're black businesses? Are we, when we getting ready to order some, are we really trying to pay? Are we like, oh man, this costs too much? If a black business is showing you love, are you just not taking it serious? See, the problem is we see a lot of black businesses through the eyes of the dominant white society, and that's true. Like I said, every black business I purchase from, it ain't always been perfect because, damn, you have lapses and you have, you know, things going on and all this other stuff. So maybe there's a, you know, lapse of communication and things get lost in translation. That's fine, but that doesn't mean you, this fucking black business, these niggas ain't shit. These niggas ain't seen me my shit. Woo, that's why I don't fuck with niggas. You know, and I get that to a certain degree, depending on who it is. But that shouldn't stop you from fucking with any other black business. If you're watching a motherfucker do a terrible job, as a nigga, you can say, see, this is exactly why I gotta get on niggas, man, because this nigga's bullshit. But that doesn't mean in your mind you replace that nigga with a white person, you replace it with another different, you know, racial group. No, you just get somebody in there that's gonna do the job and do it correctly. I just think when it comes to business acumen, we don't be on business. Straight up. We put, what we do is we try to finesse our way into situations that we don't even want to work for a lot of the times. We just try to finesse. And then when the finesse runs out, then we go to begging. Then when the begging doesn't work, then we'll get up and go do it. But for the most part, niggas don't want to work hard. And when I mean work hard, I mean work hard at their own individual goals that they have for themselves. Because I feel like a lot of times we're in not only survival mode, but a lot of times we're in finesse mode. Okay, well, shit, somebody finesse me. I got to finesse somebody else so I can get something. Sometimes you got to just be like, man, fuck all that. That shit ain't even worth it, man. Because that shit is wasting. It's just wasting your time. So before we start getting upset about this administration not doing nothing for black folk, just look. Before you get upset, just look. Just look at what's going on. Look at all the vote shaming. Look at how everything went. Just look. Look at how many people, how many foundational black Americans got shot and killed with impunity since Joe Biden's taken office. Just look at all that stuff. And then you should say to yourself, okay, when is this man actually going to say something for us and do things for us? That's what you got to look at. You can't be mad at a motherfucker because they got you to vote. No, they got you. But now you got to look at, okay, what are they actively doing? And don't be pulling stats from what somebody told you. Go look for yourself. What are they actually doing? You can Google what policies have the Biden administration enacted. We know one of them was the Asian crime bill. Black folk don't even got no crime bill. They don't even want to address black folk at all. It's like you don't even exist. But we sitting up here running around here acting like what they did has been so special. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Let me see if I can find some footage. I'm gonna see if I can find some footage of Kamala talking. But it just makes me laugh, man. And it makes me more kind of irritated with people that want to vote shame and people that don't want to handle business, man. Because I'm telling you, we all we got. And I'll tell you this, another person that's handling business, if you don't, they gonna get the fuck away from you. And you gonna know it. Because you gonna see where your life end up. And you gonna see where your life is going. Facts. So that's on you.
Question that this is a challenging situation. As the president has said, there are many factors that lead president to leave these countries. And while we are clear that people should not come to the border now, we also understand that we will enforce the law, and that we also, because we can chew gum and walk at the same time, must address the root causes that cause people to make the trek, as the president has described, to come here.
But what are you talking about, though? So you want people, you trying to be diplomatic about immigration? See, that's what I'm talking. That's what I mean. Like, black folk need to vote their interests. Immigration is not good for us. Bringing a whole bunch of other racial groups is not a good. This ain't no fucking melting pot. You know, integration is horrible when it comes to black folk. Let me tell you why. Because we're always at the bottom of the benign neglect policy. And then at the end, what they do is, as Dr. Claude Anderson says, they do broad and ambiguous terms. People of color, minorities, which people don't understand. Minorities is white women. Minorities is anything but black type shit. And then a little bit of sprinkle in between. But we don't know that because we just be going off what they say instead of reading the shit and researching it for ourselves.
I look forward to engaging in diplomacy with government, with private sector, with civil society, and the leaders of each in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras to strengthen democracy and the rule of law and ensure shared prosperity in the region.
So she just reading that. So basically what she's saying is they're going to do everything but deal with niggas. And that's what she's saying.
We will collaborate with Mexico and other countries throughout the Western Hemisphere. And as part of this effort, we expect that.
And that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. And I'll get to that at the end of this audio clip.
We will have collaborative relationships to accomplish the goals the president has and that we share. I also look forward to working with members of the Congress who I think share our perspective on the need to address root causes for the migration that we've been seeing. And needless to say, the work will not be easy, but it is important work. It is work that we demand and the people of our countries, I believe, need to help stem the tide that we have seen. So thank you, Mr. President, for your confidence.
Oh, man. That is comedy. So now we can get back in. Let me cut the music on. Let me just tell y'all this, man. When I went to jury duty, that shit was awful. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to keep telling the story. It was awful. We was in a room with about 500 people. And out of 500 people, it was probably like 50 black people there. 80% of the people that were in there were Latinos. I would say 15 to 20% was white folk. And then, so out of the 15%, yeah, I would say white folk. 80% was Latinos. And then the 5% was there the other racial group, like Asians and stuff like that. Now, if mass incarceration affected black folk, foundational black folk, disproportionately way more than everyone else, why didn't I see more black folk for jury duty? I saw a whole bunch of Latino people that couldn't even speak English. And the thing that irritated me was, because I can't go to Mexico and sit on El Chapo's jury stand and convict him and make him, no. I be swimming with the fishes type shit. They would never allow that to happen. But only in the United States of America, I can go to jury duty and the motherfucker talking about, can you speak Spanish? And I'm like, I'm not tripping, but I'm just like, what are you even doing in here? And the reason why you say what you're doing in here is because people don't understand. this country was built off the backs of black folk. And I don't give a fuck who get mad and who get tired of us talking about. That's the problem. We let every other racial group have a racial pride. Then when black folks start talking about they shit, then all of a sudden it's a problem. But nah, man, you gotta know where the fuck you come from, because then you don't know where you're going. And a lot of other racial groups, they spew the same dominant society talking points. They do it at the corporate plantations and they do it in regular life. Because a lot of them, they're honorary dominant society supremacists, white supremacists. They're honorary. They're trying out to be a part of that. And then, you know, what trips me out is every other racial group, they'll come around black folk and, yeah, you know, get to talking with the twang. But look at how they act when they get around white folk. They will conform. They will flip mode as the squad on your ass real quick. And that's fine, man, because I don't expect nothing from nobody at all. That shit don't bother me because I don't care. It is what it is, man. It ain't about black folk controlling every other racial group. It's about black folk worried about black folk. It's about black folk empowering each other and treating each other with respect and handling business and treating other black folks' businesses like royalty and gold and stop really spending your money in other racial group neighborhoods and fuck with your own. And if not, every time you get paid, go support a black business. Everybody act like black businesses be charging $1,000 for a product. No, it's black businesses that charge $10, $15, $20, $30, $50, $60. What is that? Most niggas spend that shit on some E40 wine and some weed. Now you can support a black business. I don't understand that shit. And motherfuckers be sitting around here like, man, we ain't got no money. Well, nigga, y'all don't even want to spend with each other. Niggas don't even want to give each other compliments. It's like and I be laughing at people. You know, I got so many things that I want to do, but one of the things I would like to do is take a lot of niggas up there to Summerlin and just have them watch. Not to glorify, but just look at how white people are. You would never know if they're in competition with each other because they're not going to display that. Because they're not going to be mean mugging each other for the most part. They're going to be supporting each other's business even when they don't like each other, because it's called being on code. You have to establish a code. And a lot of us don't want to do that shit, man. So it's like, man, I think we need to wake the fuck up and really understand that the United States of America Incorporated, they don't give a fuck about no reparations. They don't give a fuck about no black folks, Special Foundation of Black Americans. Go watch Buck Breaking. Go watch all the Hidden Colors DVDs. And you need to understand, man, handle fucking business. Because these people are wicked and brilliant at the same time. They know what the fuck they doing. And they know all they got to do is dangle some money in front of one of these niggas' faces. Niggas gonna sandbone coon for you. You know why? Because as I'm reading A Price for a Pound of Flesh, who do you think was snatching the black bodies? It was black people. And those white folks know they knew what they were doing. That's why the white folks were like, well, we'll just pay him to do it. So if he get caught, he get caught. And then we just bail him out of jail, but it ain't gonna be on us. It'll never trace back to us. And that's what they was doing, hiring black folk to steal black bodies so they could dissect them and do what the fuck they want to do with them. So if they was doing that in the antebellum period, then imagine what they doing right now. That's all I got to say, man. But hey, man, look, I'm super busy. That's why I was super early. I got shit that I have to do. Like always, yes, and it gets busy. I wish I could just sit around and just stare into the sun and never do anything. But unfortunately, nigga got bills to pay. And in case you ain't remember, nigga, I'm not on here talking about like when I used to go to church. Let me get $45 more. Let me get $45 more. Yeah, we need for the building fund type shit. We used to go to this big church in Santa Monica, and this nigga was the biggest hustler. I'm sorry. Nigga, close the doors and get to playing that church music. We need $500 more. Stand in this line who want a blessing. Stand. I'm like, damn, nigga, how much money you? Now, nigga, where we gonna live when we giving up all the money, nigga? But hey, selling hope. I guess that's what it is, man. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing, watch this while you at the Court Plantation. If you don't, it probably won't make sense. Share this with anybody that you know that's fucking with it. If not, don't even share it with it, because like I told you, I ain't cloud chasing, and I don't give a fuck. I'm doing this because this is therapy. This is my therapy. Getting it off my chest, man. And hopefully this week I got to holler at my boy Nick, and hopefully this weekend, man, we can get the podcast back going, man. He's been super busy, man, and I've been busy. It's a lot, man. But anyway, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. Shout out to everybody out there. Otis, Dom, all y'all my niggas. I fuck with y'all. Hey, man, be safe, love, live life. Stay in your lane and support a black business. And if you're dealing with a nigga talking about they don't see color, you already know what I'm going to say. Gucci, nigga. I'm out. Peace.